Awesome.
That's it.
News and notes time.
That takes on a whole new meaning with all those dudes dancing behind you. That's interesting. All right, so we get it. iRacing, it's kind of the new norm for not just the professionals, but for us amateurs as well. Next, I think tomorrow we're trying to do a Lemons event. We're doing a Thursday.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Today, when you guys are listening, I may have missed the cutoff on that one, but I know a bunch of us are doing the iRacing Lemons event. I'm trying to get my license so I can do the Champ Car event at Daytona this weekend with Fat Crack Racing. But the professional world, which they just did, IndyCar at Barber and NASCAR has kind of embraced this. It is starting to have some actual serious implications. NASCAR professional Bubba Wallace lost his real world sponsor, Blue Emu, the ointment, after rage quitting the virtual Food City Showdown at iRacing Bristol Speedway. And when I say rage quit, I mean literally this dude, straight up just, that's it, I'm out, and then shuts off, hits a button, immediately resets in the pits and goes, I'm out, peace, and shuts it off.
Thing.
And then everyone starts giving him a hard time. So he takes to Twitter and starts mocking people that are mocking him right up until his sponsor, who is a title sponsor for NASCAR now, went, we don't like quitters. You're fired. So
nice.
Yeah, I heard from some people who know more about NASCAR than I do that it was more the Twitter than the rage quitting. Like, if you can't be nice to the fans who are interacting with you,
that's
a much bigger problem than quitting a game.
You better embrace your inner Dale
simulation, not a
Earnhardt.
game.
But if your fans are following you around, you better embrace your inner Dale Hart Sr., Bill Elliott, Richard Petty. Well, I couldn't be more happy with the Craco Power, Kmart, Sears sponsored Agave.
Put your hat back.
Thunderbird.
Put your hat on as soon as your helmet comes off.
Play the game, man.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Jeff's got but
they're not paying you. That's for sure.
Don't forget, Grosjean is in training.
Yeah, no one ever makes money. Even if you're the winningest racer in the history of racing, you don't make money winning races. You make money by getting people to pay you to put their name on the side of your car and the side of your helmet.
Truth.
We've got links to both the Rage Quit and the article on our show notes.
So y'all know I love the Harbor Freights, right?
Don't we all, baby?
Yeah. So I have at least 8 Jackstands in my garage, and I'm sure most of you people have about the same amount out there. Most of them. Some of them are Harbor Freight, but not most of them, I would say. But hat tip to our buddy Brian Medford from the Napa Know-How blog, because he keyed us up that there's a Harbor Freight recall on some of their Jackstands. So there's the steel Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Jackstands, which are the red ones, which are the ones Chris and Chrissy have in their garage as we speak. 450,000 of them, the 6-ton heavy-duty style, part number 61197. The ratchet teeth on the jackstands may not sufficiently engage the pawl to a sufficient depth, possibly causing the stand to fail under load. Harbor Freight is planning on notifying the owners, and dealers will provide a gift card equal to the shelf price of the jackstands free of charge, but without a timeline. And who the hell is going to get to the Harbor Freights anyway because of the COVID? So I guess you could call them. There's a 1-800 number. There's a link. It'll be in the show notes. Chris, you had something to say.
I don't have those at all. My 6-tons are much older and not Harbor Freight, and they're fine.
Okay.
I have a set of 3-ton Harbor Freights, but I went out today and looked. Different part number.
Yeah,
clear.
I don't have the stamped steel versions of Harbor Freight either, so I got no part number to check, but I just want to make sure everybody's good.
Yep.
Any other news, or do we go to the news segment?
Any race results?
No, but I know Champ Car's already done an iRacing thing, and they had a live simulcast, but they didn't post up the results. And obviously we're not gonna be able to get that off our normal sources from Race Hero. So if you're one of the series organizers and you guys are having these iSeries, send us your results, because we'd love to read that stuff on the air.
I read crap on the air.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
that's not...
No.
All right,
hold on, hush.
Come on.
News segment time.
Jeff is so excited about
I
this.
am so excited about this.
Really is.
I got to use my powers of alliteration. Racer Rona reaction. I just wanted to call it the Rona. A new segment where we're going to highlight the racing community and what it's doing in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Send us your stories if you're out there doing something cool, helping your neighbors, helping the world, or just doing something really stupid out of pure boredom. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Who else? I'll do one just to show. We talked last week about during the live show about the trip that Dan Sykes is making to Manhattan to volunteer as a nurse in the hottest spot in America.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he is video blogging his experience, and it's pretty interesting. On day 2, he was called a crisis actor. So this is proof that it's available on the internet. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Subscribe. World's Fastest Fat Man is his screen name, YouTube name.
It's good to know. I am staggered. We've all known Sykes for how long?
You know him better than we do.
Okay, I've known Sykes for 5-6 years. The notion that him of all people that they would call a crisis actor, that guy's about as far away from a crisis actor as you can get. Yeah, this is a guy that is still racing an ancient 5 Series in AER and still doing quite well with it. So.
There it is. Check it out. The blog is interesting. We already mentioned iRacing, so I'm not going to mention that again. Lemons is going iRacing. We all know about it. Virtuallyslow.com.
Cool.
Our teammate, Hamsa, the purveyor of all things, the guy that's actually getting his entire honeydew list and house thing done. So he's probably going to end up with a Z in his shop if he's not careful. He went in, it was he sent me a text, the style of mask, Conway, something. Anyway, so Hamsa posted a YouTube video. Link is in our show notes. How to make these masks. My wife is actually making the same one. So if you got a sewing machine and you're reasonably competent with it, you can make these. The filter element is a blue shop towel or a cut up allergen vacuum bag, one of the allergen vacuum bags. There's a number of different mediums that you can use for the breathing elements on there. But check out the link. Our buddy Hamsa shows you how to make your mask. Make a couple. Make one for you, make one for your family. And then if you've got folks who can't get them, can't make them, or you've got first responders that are going through them like tissue paper, drop them off.
Yeah, they're washable and you can replace the filter. I will mention that the proper Zepp blue shop towels sold the hell out everywhere. So
I'm sure
you might be going to the fabric store.
O'Reilly still had them available for pickup as of yesterday.
Oh,
because my wife was like, I don't want to hoard all the blue paper towels. I'm like, hoard all the blue paper towels because someday this will be over and I will need them.
They're not going to go bad.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything? We're just going to keep going here. Listener feedback.
Oh, best video of cats morphing on behind you. Okay,
this video is freaking me the hell out.
So I was busy cleaning the basement this weekend, and I took a picture that Chris was dealing with, the sad job of cleaning out the crud in the Solstice tank. So
and I'd love you say sad job because he was so happy. The look on his face was finally fixed something.
Oh, he was so
miserable.
Mad. I came out and was like,
don't you just love getting doused in gasoline and like having your just hands in a fuel tank?
And when we were trying to like
fun.
Siphon the gas from the tank, and then it was like splurting out onto your shoe because you were trying to get it into the red can under your feet.
It soaked my sock.
I was like, you can't come in here and eat lunch. And it was the worst. Anyway,
on the upside, and do not take this advice. Gas kills germs.
His shoes are clean. Then the tops of his shoes and his socks are clean now. Okay. Anyway, so I asked what the folks were doing because I wanted to hear what everybody was working on. Hopefully, some of the race cars. So Carl A was building a sim rig for which he didn't have a computer to run it, but he was also doing his rear E36 wheel bearings. Bruce was working on
He probably didn't take a month to do his, like some other people that we know.
No, he didn't. Bruce was working on his RV. He was making bed frames above front seats. Dean had reinstalled a base tube in the Porsche and gutted a passenger door for some more lightness, with spelled M-O-A-R. Dave Eckel was removing a mild 302 and replacing it with a hot rod 347. 302 is going into his buddy's lemony 1964 Falcon rebuild. Russell was putting a new intake and a timing on an old pretty car that I didn't know what it was. Cameron was installing hardwood floors that look a lot like our project, so I completely understand what's going on with that. Ben Mitchell was getting closer to ripping the converted blue 19 car on the rally circuit, starting at the 0 car whilst getting the wherewithal to put the motor back together, building transmissions. So as always, we'd love to hear what you're working on. I'm going to give you a heads up. There's probably going to be a what you drinking soon because, again, getting bored with life. So I'd like to hear
more projects. Come on.
Yeah, and if
no shortage of projects.
I have so many.
If you're waiting for us to call you guys out, hashtag it, what you're working on, and then just tag us in your IG post as well.
Oh, how do you what?
And then hopefully Mental sees it because I
So, yes. And I hope you're drinking while you're working on those car and house projects. So thanks, guys.
Yay.
Sorry, my next, I'm doing notes down below.
Well,
Somebody
I
else.
mean, someone always thinks you're next when it comes to sending you birthday cookies. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
I was going to say, hi, Chrissy's mom.
We'll see lots of her.
So
Hi, Jen.
Oh, that's nice too.
Because she still listens.
she does.
So she's going to become the favorite.
Oh, burn.
Oh,
Yeah.
When Vicky was making the corn chips, I'm like, hey babe, could you make these and send to my friends? She's like, why are you spending money to send chips to friends? Why don't we just like go to Amazon? I'm like, but these are homemade chips. Your homemade chips, they're better. And she's like, but it's just going to cost money. I'm like, how many of Chrissy's mom's cookies have you eaten? Well, I got these boxes. I think we could probably send them in these boxes. Right
That's awesome. Barter. This is what we're doing. Barter.
It's exporting goodwill.
Totally.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Jeff
terrible.
is really getting into this background behind him. I think he's kind of channeling it.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
When this goes to YouTube, for those friends of ours who intake organic mood altering substances, don't watch Jeff's background, man. Just don't.
I was gonna say,
or do, and you'll get it, because all these things I just don't even get. I'm like, what's even happening here? It's tiring.
all of a sudden now there's Ned Flanders behind you.
Yeah.